We recently had a Republican candidate on Timcast IRL who explained that their Democrat rivals use TikTok and find young people to vote for them on TikTok, shaping a future generation of psychotic, leftist, insane people. I keep it a little light. TikTok has us banned. So I think this is a serious threat to this country because it is a Chinese company that is spying as well as manipulating our political infrastructure to the point of destroying it. The ideas being presented by these young progressives are not constructive. They don't make the country better. They rip it apart. It's the long game. In my view, whether intentionally or not, the outcome of TikTok on this country is going to be, well, conservatives, libertarians, traditional liberals get banned and far leftists get promoted, people like Dylan Mulvaney. It is going to be the collapse of our system, of our country. That's probably why it should be banned. Which brings me to this story from the Daily Mail. Montana Governor Greg Gianforte bans, Gianforte, am I pronouncing that wrong? Bans TikTok across the state and will fine Apple and Google if they offer the video sharing site in their app stores. I want to give a strong applause. This is the right thing. You know, we were hanging out in Austin. Michael Malice said he disagreed. If you allow them to ban this, you allow them to ban guns. And I'm just like, I don't live in that world. You know, I think Michael's a very, very smart fella. One of the smartest. And I respect him tremendously. But I disagree. I don't live in a libertarian anarchist world. I don't see this country as being that. For the time being, I say, look, we have something that is working against your ideals. We have to stop it. I wish we could live in a world where we didn't need government to be. Look, they taxing and wars and all this. I wish we didn't need that. For the time being, I'll put it this way. We were at an event in Milwaukee, and I was talking to some libertarian type individual who's like, oh, no, we can't do these things. And I'm like, then you will cease to exist. They're like, we can't regulate social media because then blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, fine. Social media, big tech is working against you and destroying your values. Fine. I don't care what you do, but in 20 years, your ideas do not exist. So would I prefer not to allow government to do these things? I prefer if there's no government, but we don't live in that reality. And if we do not push back and say ban TikTok, they will erase your ideas, and then you will have nothing. It's a question of, are you willing to accept some victories as we march forward, or do you want to just charge in full speed, head first, and lose? It's tough, I know. But I think this is the right move. Montana has become the first U.S. state to enact a complete ban on TikTok, with a law that prohibits the popular Chinese-owned video sharing app from operating in the state. Quote, to protect Montanans' personal and private data from the Chinese Communist Party, I have banned TikTok in Montana. Governor Greg Gianforte said in a statement on Wednesday, soon after signing the measure into law. The ban is set to take effect January 1st, 2024, and would not punish individual TikTok users, but would levy steep fines against Google and Apple if their platforms continue to offer the app within the state. Good. Apple and Google haven't said if they'll be able to ban users in one state from downloading TikTok, and people will still be able to access the site on internet browsers. The ban seems certain to face legal challenges, and TikTok issued a statement saying the law infringes on the First Amendment rights of the people of Montana by unlawfully banning TikTok. Oh, I'm not going to swear. Buzz off. I'll say it that way. TikTok. We want to reassure Montanans that they can continue using TikTok to express themselves, earn a living, and find community as we continue working to defend the rights of our users inside and outside of Montana. The company added, you are a foreign-owned corporation. I was thinking about how crazy this is. Imagine if we go back 200 years. Let's go back 100 years. Let's go back 80 years. Before World War II, you have German companies operating in the United States, controlling all of our media. And then the threat of war starts emerging and war does break out. Are we going to sit back and be like, well, you know, what can we do about it? No. The United States launched the Office of Censorship and said loose lip sync ships. We took the war very seriously. And I think there's a lot of big challenges to how we handle something like that today. The problem I see with it is that those things did lead us to a negative place where now we have fake wars and endless wars, but we still do have adversaries. I do not believe These companies have a right to operate. They are foreign-owned corporations in the United States. We must draw that distinction, and we must be willing to take surgical approaches to things we can clearly see are causing us harm. I do not accept that we must sit by as a foreign-owned corporation manipulates public discourse for foreign gain. Sorry. Now, there's a First Amendment. And there are a lot of challenges. I tell you this. But we need to pass laws on regulating the algorithms and the recommendations of these systems and censorship. Because TikTok wants to say, we have a First Amendment right. What about ours? Timcast IRL was banned from TikTok for no reason. They didn't give us one. We have no idea what happened. They just removed us. Why? Probably because they don't like our politics. So how is that free speech? How is it the First Amendment? It is time we regulate these big tech companies like telecoms and say, you can't do this. You know, I can go back 6 or so years to hearing this guy, this libertarian guy, be like, we can't regulate these companies because no, I don't want to hear it. Because now look where we are. The best thing we got in a long time was Elon Musk buying Twitter. And even that's not perfect. Even now, he's appointing a World Economic Forum chair as CEO. He did. And they're saying they're going to rehire some people. Okay, fingers crossed it doesn't go south. I'm real close to canceling. We have Twitter Enterprise. We think it's great. But I don't know if I want to pay for whatever it is they're going to build with the World Economic Forum. I like what Elon Musk does. I think he's one of the most important guys on the planet. I mean that sincerely. SpaceX. Everything else be damned. I'm not kidding. SpaceX, I think, is the most important endeavor. We need to figure out how to colonize other planets. We need to build machines that can carry human life beyond this planet. So I commend the work of Elon Musk in that regard, and I think him buying Twitter was great. But we need regulation to say big tech platforms must operate like phone companies. It's that simple. You can't ban someone for the things they say. Now, hear me out. If you pick up your phone and you make threats or talk about committing crimes or whatever, they can submit that evidence. Good, don't commit crimes. We got to make sure, look, there's no simple answer to these things. Bad laws get passed all the time. But on social media, if you say a naughty word, too bad. Too effing bad. It's too bad. And they say, but we need the advertisers. No. Here's how it works. If we passed a law saying that people are allowed to have free speech, the advertisers won't bat an eye. It's only because we don't have the regulation that advertisers hold this sway over these platforms. If it was law in the United States that any social media company or any digital media service over a certain amount of users must respect free speech, then advertisers would be like, that's it. That's all of them. Either you're on it or you're not. You know, I remember this with the YouTube adpocalypse. They said, if the advertisers leave, we can't have the platform. And I'm like, YouTube, you are like the biggest digital media platform. You tell them, what was that, big advertiser? You don't want to be on our platform? Okay, bye. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I would do if I ran these companies. Let's say Cola Company A up against Cola Company B, right? Cola Company A, let's just say Coke and Pepsi, hypothetically. Let's say Coke comes to me and says, we don't like, there was a guy and it was hate speech, and he was saying all these naughty words. So we're taking our ads off your platform. You know what my response would be? Oh, that's so unfortunate. Well, I'm sure Pepsi will buy your space at a premium because I'm sure they're more than happy to take up all your existing ad inventory. So we'll work with them. Sorry to see you go. Wait. What do you mean? You're going to give all of our rival our space? Well, yeah. What else are we going to do? And we're probably going to have to sell it to them at a discount because of the abrupt cancellation. So unfortunate for you that all of your Coke ad space will go to your chief rival. Get it? Come on. Now, of course, there's ESG and all that stuff. But if it were me and someone came to me and said, we're pulling our ads for that reason, I'll be like, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I will give your ad space for free to your biggest rival. Thanks. Have a nice day. And they're going to be like, no, wait, don't do that. Play ball. Come on. These big tech companies aren't doing it because of advertiser dollars. They're doing it because they're infiltrated by ideologue psychopaths. Ban TikTok. I like it. The ACLU's losing their minds. Yeah, too bad. Don't know, don't care. trampled on free speech of hundreds of thousands. No. We can do something else. We don't need to ban TikTok. That's fair. I actually think there's a better move for Greg Gianforte. If you lose this one, hear me out. Regulate them as a telecom. That's it. We win. You don't need to ban them. Regulate them like, I guess the issue is stealing people's data, which is why they're banning them. But if you don't win here, just regulate them like a phone company, and that's how we win. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 6 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.